By the way, if you see a little advertisement at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the video, please do not skip it. By doing that, you're helping me a lot. Come on, guys, it's just a few seconds of your life, and it will really make a difference for me. I'm counting on all of you. Enjoy the interview. Hello, Nanu. How are you? Thank you so much for your time. Welcome to Rock Talks.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
Right, so let's talk about your new gig with Nervosa, this great thrash metal band from, I can't say from Brazil anymore because it's now from like all over the world, actually, right?
Mhm.
But really
Exactly.
interesting. So I would like to start talking about your history as a drummer. How and when did you learn to play drums?
Great. So basically, I started playing drums when I was 16, and I wasn't thinking about like being a professional drummer. I just enjoyed it a lot. I started off with a e-kit, like this one I have right here.
Mhm.
And shortly, I already started playing with bands and rehearsing a little bit, And it was until I was 17 that I started playing in a band, like officially in Argentina. And it was great because I gained a lot of experience, not just rehearsing at home or with friends. And slowly I started like going more towards playing more professionally. I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to do it like for a living. So at the age of 18, I guess, if I can't recall great if it was 18 or 19, but I started sessioning as a session drummer, and it was the best because I got to play with a lot of different bands, different genres, like a lot of metal subgenres, but also rock, pop, a little bit of trap. It's a really common new thing in Argentina.
Okay.
And yeah, basically a lot of these genres. And it was until the past, I think it was July, that Prika from Nervosa called me, and here I am. Now I'm in Portugal.
Mhm.
We have to travel to Latin America in a few weeks, so I'm all over the place right now.
So you did an audition for Nervosa like 2 years ago when they were reforming the band. I remember, right?
No, I actually didn't. When the pandemic started, I was like living under a rock, I wasn't with
Mhm.
my cell phone that much. I don't know what was I doing in that time. But yeah, I knew that Nervosa has split up, changed
Remember.
I don't know how you say it in English, but yeah, new musicians, And I saw a notification of Krika that started following me, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, what's going on? And
Mhm.
when I went to her profile, well, I noticed that the band was going through some changes. And I told her, okay, if someday you need some drums, a drummer, you can count on me. And she said, yeah, I totally will. And 2 years later, she contacted me. She kept her promise.
Yeah, she
And
remember
she
you.
contacted me.
Nice.
Yeah, she remembered. It's awesome. And here I am. She called me literally a month before going on tour. So I had to learn like 15 songs that were like 200 BPM. It was a lot of pressure, but it was super fun, challenging. And the results are great because I didn't think that people were gonna like accept this thing of replacing Eleni, who's a great drummer, in such a short period of time. It was like
Yeah.
a few weeks before touring, so the people were amazing.
So how hard was it for you to learn Hellenic drum parts in such a short notice? How hard?
You know, the the most difficult part was getting in shape, because you can play the song 200 BPM once, but you have to do it every single day. Like a lot of fast beats, a lot of double pedal, so you have to
Yeah.
keep yourself like accurate and a lot of stamina. So that was like the only thing that was concerning me a little bit before going on tour. But yeah, I prepared myself for a month. It was like going to the gym like every single day with a routine, I was eating super healthy. I felt like
Nice. Like an
an
athlete.
athlete. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, and it was the best thing I could have done because literally I was like super like in the mood of playing every single day, and of course it was a little bit tiring, but I think like at the third show I was already like, okay, I can do this for the rest of my life and I won't have any problems, you know? Yeah. So
So
it
you
was more of a stamina thing.
so you were touring Europe, right? The full tour.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't remember all the countries, but yeah, Germany, Holland, the Netherlands, sorry, Sweden. We went to Denmark, uh, Belgium. Yeah, it was so much fun.
So that was your first professional tour ever, right?
This one.
Yeah.
This is my first one. It's like a lot of pressure. Okay, your first tour? It was the first time I was going on tour, not even like a professional one. On tour, I didn't even play in another province or state in Argentina. So imagine,
Only
myself
local shows, right?
exactly going on tour and playing in Sweden, Time to Rock Festival with the girls with only one rehearsal. It was a lot. Yeah, but it was fun.
So everybody says that the touring life is really difficult, because you're far away from home, you're far away from your bed, your own shower, away from your pets, your family, your relatives. So since this was your first touring experience, how did you deal with that?
Well, I thought I was gonna like be a little bit lost on tour because obviously I didn't know the girls and I didn't know what to expect. But I had a lot of fun and it was only like 2, 3 weeks, so it wasn't that long. For example, now we have to go to Latin America and it's a 2.5 month tour. So that's the one that's gonna actually like start to feel a little bit more like missing family home. But right now, I'm pretty good because I have family here in Portugal, so I'm actually staying with them. So
Nice.
yeah, I do miss my cats, my dogs, I have a lot of pets. But yeah, for now it's amazing. Let's see in a couple of months what happens.
All right. Yeah, yeah. You have a really long tour in South America, right? Like you said, 2.5 months. It's like 30 days. I think it's the longest Latin American tour I ever saw in my life, and I've been doing this
Really?
for more than 20 years. I was like, holy crap! This
Wow.
That's a really long one. It's like a
And
big
it
challenge
could
for
have
you.
been longer. It could have been longer. And there were a couple of countries that couldn't like uh arrange everything,
Yeah, yeah.
because of the timing. But yeah, it could have been longer, maybe 3 months or a little bit more as well.
No, amazing. So back when you were a teenager, why did you choose drums instead of other instruments to learn?
Well, I don't know actually. I think that it always like it got my attention, because every time I saw like a performance, I don't know, I used to watch a lot of Pantera, Metallica, System of a Down. It was like it's like a different instrument in the band because you have strings, vocals. Not even gonna think about it because I'm too shy, to do some vocal people. So drums was like, okay, this looks fun. This looks something I could
Yeah.
do. I think I can do
You're
this.
you're in the back.
Well, it's kind of weird because you say, "Oh, I'm shy. I'm gonna go at the back," but you're the loudest musician in the band. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like really got my attention, and I think that like metal really got me into drums actually. Because, for example, I wasn't into pop drummers when I was younger. Right
Yeah.
now I am. But it was like, okay, it's always the same thing, it's like kind of boring. But metal
Yeah.
is super fun. You have a lot of things going on.
Tempo
And I
changes.
was like, I want to do that, not the pop. I want to do metal. So I think it was like really fun to me watching.
So would you say that Pantera, System of a Down, and what else did you say? What band?
Metallica, yeah.
Metallica are your main influences as a drummer?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, a lot of bands. I'm from the late 90s, so a lot of new metal going on. Disturbed as well. A lot of alternative bands as well, like Seether, 3 Days Grace, like more of my purity.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Mine too.
yeah, totally. The best
36.
band. Yeah.
Great era,
And
for sure.
yeah, Pantera, that was like, okay, I want to get more into drums. Pantera, Vinnie Paul. It's like an
Yeah.
icon. And I was really a really big fan of Lars Ulrich, actually,
Yeah,
when I was
me
younger.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
the old things.
do you remember back in the 90s, when
Hmm.
we were really little, like
Lars was actually considered one of the best drummers in the world. No,
Yeah,
like late '90s and even early 2000s, because
yeah.
I assume that back then he actually practiced
Mhm.
before going on tour. But that there was a time when actually Lars was really like a drummer icon around the world, right? Remember
Yeah,
that?
he is an icon. I mean, I'm not gonna even start debating into this because people are gonna go a little bit crazy, but
Yeah,
he has a lot of personality, you know? He's like founder of Metallica. Come on. It's Lars
yeah.
Ulrich. You
What
can't
else?
say nothing against him. Yeah, but I was
Yeah,
a really, really big fan of him when I was younger. When I started growing up, I got more into like the nerdy stuff. Now I'm
yeah,
like more into Mario Duplantier from Gojira. I'm more into
yeah.
Thomas Kake from Meshuggah, Chris
Oh,
Adler,
yeah.
like Lamb of
He's an
God.
alien.
Yeah, Gene Hoglan. Yeah, all those stuff.
So, since you mentioned Pantera, did you get the chance to see Vinnie Paul live sometime?
Yes. With Hell Yeah. At
Oh,
the
they played in Argentina in a festival, I think, like
yeah,
4 years ago, right?
I can't recall the name, Maximus Festival it was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I was like, "Oh my God," I got to see him, and fortunately, I got to see him because a few years later, he was
Died.
going
Yeah,
on tour, I think, Latin America, and it didn't happen for obvious reasons. So I got really, really sad because I wanted to see him again, but it was astonishing, you know, having such an icon playing, one of my favorite drummers, and
yeah.
he had such a great energy. You know, he was like throwing sticks to the people like every song.
Nice.
Super, super cool guy, yeah.
I'm really glad you got the chance to see him live at least once in your life.
Yeah,
Me too. I got
totally.
the chance to see him live with Kelly as well back in February '08,
Hmm.
Michigan. It was like
Yeah,
a small venue, like for maybe 1,000 people. Non point,
cool.
non point were the opening act, and it was amazing. That oh my god, the best drum sound ever. Like
Yeah,
you
he
can
really
hear
stands out,
anything,
you know?
everything. You play anything. You can hear anything, everything that he actually played. So he was a monster. So
Yeah,
uh, we are so lucky about
totally.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you were saying that it was pretty quick when they decided to when the Nervosa girls actually quick, right? She's the leader.
Pardon? I didn't get to hear you well because of the
Like
mic.
it was pretty quick when Prika decided to hire you as a permanent drummer for Nervosa, right? Because you were supposed to only do this European tour, and all of a sudden it was like Eleni's sick, he's
Mhm.
focusing on another project, and Nanu is going to stay as a permanent official drummer for Nervosa. We were like, what?
Yeah, everyone was
Like,
like, "What happened?"
so did you see it coming?
I don't know, cause I have a really, really great connection with Prica and the girls, but a lot with Prica. I guess that because we're Latinas, you know, Brazil, Argentina, you have like kind of like the same culture, kind of. And we had a lot of fun, a great connection, but I didn't know if I saw it coming because the situation with Eleni was really delicate, you know. And after the European tour, well, they talked, and Eleni decided to keep on with her treatment, you know, and on her new projects. So it was like I didn't imagine myself going on tour to Latin America. That was the actual reason I was touring with Nervosa as a official member, you know, like it was totally crazy. And it was like it's like the same thing. I mean, I'm going on tour with Nervosa, but it's like, oh my God, I'm an official member. I need to do things right, you know? So mentally it is kind of different, you know?
So since you were playing local bands in Argentina, different kinds of genres, is this your first time playing in an all-female metal band in your life?
Yes. Yeah, this is my first all-female band because I did have like I we did like two or three rehearsals only with a tribute to Audio Slave, with some girls. It was super fun, but it was like just to chill, and I never got to perform live with other women, and it was so great because so many years playing with guys, it's awesome. It's like the same thing, but having like girls and like, oh my God, look how she screams, look how she smashes the guitar, the strings, and Mia, for example. It was
Yeah.
another thing. It's another vibe, feminine energy going on. It's different.
So would you say you're more comfortable in Nervosa since everybody's the girl?
Don't know if I'm more comfortable. I think it depends more on the vibe of the people rather than if it's a man or a girl. Uh, I really enjoy like we're all like a female band because there are really few ones. They're always like the front woman, or maybe a bassist or one or two members, and all female and playing thrash, death, metal. It's really weird, and I'm like super proud of that because in Argentina, for example, it's super difficult to find extreme metalheads or musicians. So it's something that really stands out.
Yeah, I agree. So what do you expect about this upcoming Latin American tour? Because as an Argentinian, I suppose that you know that Latin American people are really crazy, especially for metal events.
Totally. Yeah, I'm super excited because I know what it is to live everything from the Latin American perspective. I got the chance, for example, in 2019, before the pandemic, to go to Vakin open air. And it was a
Nice.
totally different vibe. I mean, people were like super chill, like enjoying what they were doing. And in Argentina, people go crazy. I mean, you can't even go into the mosh pit because they literally like throw you away because it's another thing.
Yeah,
So I'm really excited because people are really passionate and expressive as well. Because in Europe, people after the show came up to me and said, I really enjoyed the show. It was like, can you have a picture or whatever? And
yeah,
it's super kind. But in
yeah,
Latin America, I know that that's gonna be different. Ah,
yeah.
come on,
Beware.
yeah. So I'm really excited. Yeah, I really want to get to know Mexico, Brazil, well, every single country actually. But I have like a lot of people, Mexico and Brazil, that follows me and always tells me, you should eat this, you should eat that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what you do when you go to Latin America. You try exotic
yeah,
food. But
food.
since you're from Argentina, it's not that exotic for you, I guess, right?
In Mexican food, I'm not that into spicy stuff, so it's gonna be something different.
Right, right. So, any plans to record a new Nervoso album? Because the last one, Perpetual Chaos, has been out for like more than a year, I think, right?
Yeah, 2 years. I
2 years.
think 2020 or 2021. I can't recall. I
Yeah,
think 2021.
more
Yeah,
than a year at least. Yeah. So, any
more than a
plans
year.
to record another one already with you on drums?
Yes. And I'm not gonna go into details, because it's super fresh. But yeah, there is an upcoming album. I'm here already writing it in Portugal before going on tour, so I'm pretty
Nice.
stressed out, but it's gonna be worth it. Yeah.
All right. Can't wait. Really looking forward to that new album. So, any plans for a North American tour?
Well, I don't know. I'm not that into like all the details. We have a lot of things going on right now because obviously I was going on tour to Latin America, but now as an official drummer, kind of some things changed and we're arranging everything for this long tour. So we're not thinking that much on like plans. We're just focusing on this. So after tour, we're gonna sit down and plan everything, and let's see what happens in the US. We hope so.
Right. You play around the Orlando area in Florida, you will be there for sure. Because I get the chance to sing Nervosa with not the original lineup, but the previous lineup,
Yeah,
when they were a trio.
yeah.
And it was really good. It was a really cool show, but I'm really looking forward to see this new version of the band with Diva as the front woman. Because when a man or a woman or is playing an instrument and singing at the same time, it could be
Hmm.
great, but at the same time they cannot express themselves, as
Hmm.
much as people who are playing an instrument. So I think it's gonna be great. So two more questions.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Nanu is short for something else? Or
Yeah. It's my name is actually Nair, but
Naia? All right.
Nair. Yeah, it's Nahir. But what happens? A lot of people say Nahir,
Okay.
Nair, you know, and it's like, okay, let's keep it simple. Four letters, Nanu, you know? Some people say Nanu,
Nanu.
Nanu, you know? But it's a little bit more easier than my
Yeah,
actual name.
more simple. That's for sure. Really
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
All right, two more questions. You are the fourth Nervosa drummer, I think, right? In the history of the band.
I think so.
Maybe the
Yeah,
third
the
one,
fourth.
fourth, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So Nervosa is not that old as a band. You know, they've been around for like maybe like 12 years old,
12
considering.
years.
Yeah, right. And so, does this scare you in a way because it's kind of like a revolving door for drummers? And Nervosa, not because cricket is difficult to work with. I'm not saying that,
Mhm.
but for different circumstances, right? They're changing drummers again and again. So, does it scare you in a way?
No, it doesn't scare me. I mean, I think the most important thing is to leave like your personality. I don't know how you say it in English. Your
Yeah,
personality into the band, and that should stand out. If tomorrow a new drummer is gonna be the new drummer of Nervosa, I want to say, like, in I don't know, in a few years, if I'm not in the band, but I'm sure, I think I'm gonna be.
yeah. Touch wood.
um, yeah. I want to say, okay, that record went great, and I recorded it. So I think it's more like thinking it that way. Okay, I want to leave my personality as Eleni did, as Luana did, as the previous drummers did, and it has like its particular sound. I want to do the same thing and mixing up some different genres and my style. I want to bring something new to the band.
Right.
So I'm not that focused on, okay, what's gonna happen tomorrow. Let's focus on today. Let's get this album going, and let's see how people perceives it.
All right. Great. So let's go back to the Pantera thing for
Yeah.
a minute. Everybody's talking about this Pantera, not like a reunion, neither is a tribute,
Yeah.
but
It's
it,
kind of weird. Yeah.
somehow the band is back, because they will play as Pantera, right?
Hmm.
Not Pantera Lives, like the case of Caius.
Yeah.
Do you know about the case? There were some legal issues between the band members of Caius, and there was this band called Caius and another band called Caius Lives, and they were both playing at the same time, something like that. Kind of crazy.
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
but well, anyway, they are touring as Panther. Well, they will tour perform as Panther. So since you are a big Panther fan, where do you stand on the fact that the band is back without the Abbott brothers?
Well, for me, it's amazing because I'm 23 and I was like in my mom's, not even in my mom's womb when they were playing. So to have at least two members playing live, it's
You're,
amazing.
you're
Yeah.
23.
I'm 23. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, young.
Yeah. So it's like, it's amazing for me. At least two members. I got to see Vinnie Paul live with another band, so that's something. So for
Yeah,
me, it's amazing. I don't know that much about like old school metalheads, but come on, a lot of people didn't have the chance. I think it's something great.
yeah,
And I think Zach Wild is gonna be the guitarist. So
yeah.
I saw that he was talking about keeping like the same sound of Dimebag. It's amazing. I think it's gonna be really, really cool.
Yeah, they actually got us the Dimebag guitar tech, right, for this
Yeah,
show. So they are
yeah,
trying to
I
get
saw that.
that particular sound from the guitar. So, but since you're a drummer, what do you think about the fact that they choose Charlie Benante from Anthrax to replace Paul?
I think it's a great choice. I think he's a great choice. Yeah, he's a great drummer. I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing against him. He's awesome. But yeah, I want to see how what he can I don't know if he's gonna add something to the old songs, if he's gonna keep like the same stuff as Vinnie Paul, because they have really different styles, you know. So I don't know
Yeah,
what he's gonna go for. That's like the thing that's like I'm really interested in.
mhm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, both really great choices, especially Charlie Benante, in my opinion, is one of the greatest metal drummers
Yeah.
ever. He's kind of like overlooked sometimes
Mhm.
because everybody's talking about Lombardo, Lars Ulrich, blah blah blah. But come on, Charlie Benante really
Mhm.
really sounds. So yeah, and I agree with you about the fact that there is a whole generation and maybe two generations of
Yeah.
fans already that never get the chance to see Pantera live. You know, of course, Phil Anselmo did this tour with Illegal, his solo band, playing
Hmm.
and performing Pantera songs. Now it was good, but having Rex on his side, that's another level, like new level,
Exactly.
right?
Totally
So
different vibe. Yeah.
in my case, I discovered Pantera back in late '98. I got to listen to the band when they actually existed. As a
Hmm.
band, I got the chance to go to the record store and buy Reinventing Steel as a new Pantera record. So that's amazing for me as a
Hmm.
Pantera fan. They are actually my favorite band ever since they
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah. Mine
So
too.
I get a chance to see Vinnie Paul with Hell Yeah, but also you get the chance to see Bill and Rex with Down here in the
Hmm.
States like 15 years ago. But to see those guys together playing Pantera songs, oh my god. Bring on the tissues because most people are gonna cry at the concert.
Yeah. Of course they are.
So it's gonna be a great night. So Nan, is there
Totally.
anything that you would like to add to wrap up this interview?
Anything I'd like to say to the people?
Mm-hmm. Answer.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for supporting. I really appreciate all the messages, all this overwhelming stuff that's going on, and the messages of people saying that really enjoy from at least the little clips that they see that they want to see the new lineup, you know. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for to you for inviting me. It's really great getting to talk and chat a little bit to relax before the tour. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for your time once again, and best of luck with this Latin American tour, the new album, and everything that comes right ahead of you, George. So,
Thank you
right.
so much.
Yeah.
It's been a
Take care.
pleasure.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
If you like this interview, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share the video with all your friends. Also, very important, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell.